A man washes up on a beach. A guard of the nearby compound captures him. The main boss, an elderly Japanese man, is shown the gun and spinning top the man is carrying. The man is brought in and given food. As he eats, the older man says he recognizes the spinning top and saw it many years ago. Dom Cobb is meeting with Mr. C.E.O.
What Mr. Cobb is trying to say? An idea.
With a proposal to protect his dreams. Dom's associate, Arthur, explains that C.E.O. can have information stolen from him in a dream. They offer themselves as extractors to teach him how to protect his mind when dreaming. C.E.O. leaves, and Arthur thinks C.E.O. suspects them. The room rattles. There is rioting in the streets of a different place. Dom, C.E.O., and Arthur are asleep. A man named Nash is checking on them. He checks his watch. Explosions go off in the street. Arthur spots Mal, Dom's wife,
What are you doing here?
I thought you might be missing me.
and asks Dom what she's doing there. Dom speaks with her. He says he can't trust her anymore. Dom goes back into C.E.O.'s private room and opens the safe. C.E.O. catches Dom
Please.
and guesses that they're asleep and their world isn't real. Dom shoots Arthur in the head so he can die and wake up.
What are you doing? It's too soon! I know.
Arthur wakes up and Nash says it's too soon. Arthur tries to keep C.E.O. asleep longer. C.E.O. opens the document from the safe. It's been switched by Dom, who has the actual document, and reads it as he runs through the collapsing dream. Nash dunks Dom in the bath, and Dom wakes up. The apartment they're in belongs to C.E.O.'s mistress. Dom says C.E.O. was holding back essential information. Nash, Dom, C.E.O., and Arthur are asleep on a train. A young man looks at a watch and puts headphones on Nash. Nash hears music. Dom throws C.E.O. onto the rug. C.E.O. realizes it's not the right material, and this is also a dream. Arthur wakes up on the train. Rioters attack them in the apartment. Everyone except C.E.O. wakes up. Arthur is angry with Nash for messing up as the architect of the dream. Dom gives them money and leaves. C.E.O. wakes up and finds himself alone on the train. He smiles. Dom sits with a spinning top and a gun. He spins the top and holds the gun to his head. The top falls over, so he puts the gun down. He speaks to his kids, James and Philippa, on the phone. They ask when he's coming home. He says he's away because he's working. James asks about his mother. Dom gently says their mother is dead.
I'm gonna send some presents with Grandpa, alright? And you be good.
Arthur arrives and says their ride is on the roof. Cobol Engineering hired them to extract information from C.E.O. They failed, so they're disappearing to protect themselves. C.E.O. is in their helicopter. Nash betrayed them. C.E.O. has Arthur and Dom get in, and Nash taken away.
What do you want from us?
Inception.
C.E.O. wants Dom to perform Inception on someone. C.E.O.'s competitor is in poor health and will soon die. His son Robert will inherit the company. C.E.O. wants Robert to choose to break up his father's company. They go to Paris to find a new architect. Dom speaks to Prof. Stephen Mills, Dom's mentor and father-in-law. Dom says he found a way home through a job for powerful people. He's an architect, but can't design dreams because Mal won't let him.
Mr. Cobb.
Nice to meet you.
Mills introduces his best student, Ariadne, to Dom. Arthur finds a new place to set up while Dom teaches Ariadne about dream sharing. Ariadne plays around with the physics of the dream world. People look at Ariadne as they walk past. Dom says that his subconscious senses something is wrong and they're looking for the intruder. The more changes are made, the more aware they are of the dream. Ariadne pulls mirrors to face each other. And the glass explodes as they enter a new place. Dom recognizes the bridge and panics. He says she must never recreate places she knows because she can lose her grip on reality. Dom's subconscious attacks them. Mal walks through the crowd and stabs Ariadne. Arthur tells Ariadne she needs a totem. It's something of which only the owner knows the balance and weight. You use it to check if you're in a dream or not. Dom goes to Eames, a forger. He creates fake identities in real life and dreams. Eames says they need to focus on Robert's relationship with his father. Arthur teaches Ariadne architecture tricks in dreams. The maze needs to be complicated so they aren't detected by the subconscious.
We can hide from the projections.
A maze.
Right, maze.
Ariadne asks about the woman who stabbed her in Dom's dream. Arthur explains that Mal, Dom's wife, is dead. Dom doesn't build dreams anymore because he keeps seeing Mal. Dom meets with Yusuf,
To formulate compounds for a job.
And to go into the field with us.
a chemist who can create stable sedatives for their dreams. C.E.O. accidentally sees Dom's totem. Dom warns C.E.O. that the idea they plant in Robert's mind can change him. Eames studies Robert's godfather, Browning. Browning oversees Maurice's company and wants to become powerful by using Robert.
Are you going under on your own?
No, it's just,
Ariadne speaks to Dom about the plans and realizes that Dom can't keep Mal out, which is why he's not allowed to see the dream maze. Dom explains he can't go home because they think he killed Mal. The team creates an inception with a positive idea around Robert's strained relationship with his father. There will be 3 layers of dreams. The first will plant the idea for Robert not to follow in his father's footsteps. The second will plant the idea for him to create something for himself. The third will plant the idea that his father doesn't want Robert to be like him.
Looks like we have our 10 hours. Ariadne?
Time is faster in a dream. They need 10 hours in real time, making the first level a week, the second 6 months, and the third 10 years. They'll be woken up with a kick that lets them experience the feeling of falling. Robert's father dies. It's time for the plan to take place.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
On the plane, Dom spikes Robert's drink with a sedative. They all prepare for the first dream. The flight attendant keeps watch. The first dream is a rainy city. They hijack a taxi and kidnap Robert. People start shooting at the taxi. They escape, but C.E.O. is shot. At the meeting point, they realize an extractor trained Robert to protect his mind. They can't kill C.E.O. to wake him up because Yusuf's sedative is too heavy. C.E.O. will drop into limbo, which is raw subconscious.
We had to check Fisher's background thoroughly. They're not prepared for this type of violence.
He could be stuck there for decades before waking up. Arthur is angry Dom didn't tell them about the limbo possibility. Eames disguises himself as Browning and is thrown into captivity with Robert. Dom checks on C.E.O., who promises to honor his agreement.
A will. Where he's supposed with poured and done.
Eames tells Robert there's a will in his father's safe that breaks the company into pieces. Robert tells Eames that the last thing he heard his father say to him was disappointed. Ariadne wants Dom to tell the team about where he went in limbo, as it might convince them. Dom says he and Mal were stuck in limbo for 50 years. They built a world for themselves. Mal locked away her totem and chose to forget the truth. They woke up in the real world, but Mal didn't believe it. She framed Dom for her murder
This is my dream. Why can't I control this?
Because you don't know you're dreaming!
to force him to join her in killing themselves to escape what she believed was a dream.
Sweetheart! Look at me! Oh no! Jesus Christ!
Mal jumped to her death, and Dom had to flee the country. Ariadne says his guilt is what powers Mal. Ariadne and Dom ask Robert for the code to his father's safe, but he doesn't know it. They put bags over Robert and Eames' heads. Robert is given a sedative. Eames says Robert's relationship with his father is worse than they imagined. They need to shift his hatred from his father to Browning. Shooters attack the team. They escape in a van and go under as Yusuf drives through the city.
Pleasure to see you again, Rod Green from marketing.
They wake up in a hotel. Arthur explains to Ariadne that their new plan involves telling Robert he's in a dream. It's dangerous because his subconscious might recognize them. The hotel shakes as Yusuf drives. Dom talks to Robert and says they're in a dream, and Robert's subconscious is under attack. He convinces Robert he's there to protect him. Robert decides to trust Dom. Dom asks Robert what he remembers before the dream. Robert remembers being kidnapped, and the kidnappers asking about a code for a safe.
What's happening?
Cobb's drawing Fisher's attention to the strangeness of the dream.
Arthur and Ariadne prepare for the next dream. Arthur sets up explosives under room 528, where they'll be dreaming. Yusuf will play music, so Arthur knows when to set off the bomb as Yusuf drives off a bridge. The kicks will be synchronized. A dream projection of Browning opens room 528 with a key card. Robert realizes he only heard them torture him. Browning plants an idea by telling Robert he can build a better company than his father.
I'm not gonna throw away my inheritance. Why would I?
I couldn't let you rise to your father's last taunt.
They convince Robert to dream with them. They go a level deeper as Arthur watches over them. They find themselves on a snow-covered mountainside, overlooking a guarded compound. Dom tells Robert that Browning is the subject, when they're really in Robert's dream and subconscious. Dom tells Robert he needs to break into Browning's mind. Eames draws attention away from the compound. Yusuf puts headphones on Arthur. He sees C.E.O. is bleeding. It's too soon for music, and Dom calculates they have 10 seconds for Yusuf.
I thought it was the wind up here.
Yeah, I hear it.
3 minutes for Arthur, and 60 minutes for them before the kick. Yusuf drives off the bridge. Arthur floats in the hotel, and there's an avalanche for the rest. They miss the first kick. The next one is the van hitting the water. Arthur floats to room 528. He needs to figure out how to give them a kick without gravity. C.E.O. and Robert climb through air ducts at the compound. Arthur fetches the bombs and ties the group together. He pulls them down the hallway. Ariadne and Dom arrive at the compound and watch over Robert and C.E.O. C.E.O. is struggling. Robert enters the strong room antechamber. Mal is there and shoots Robert.
She is not real.
How do you know that?
She's just a projection. Fisher.
Dom shoots Mal. The whole team arrives at the antechamber. Eames tries to revive Robert. Dom says it's no use. Ariadne suggests following Robert down into limbo so they have time. They'll improvise a kick. Ariadne and Dom go under and wash up on a beach. The van is still falling. Arthur pulls the group into the elevator. Eames drags C.E.O. to safety and gives him a gun to protect Robert, while Eames sets charges. Arthur places bombs on the elevator. Dom and Ariadne walk through the world he and Mal built. He goes to their home, where Mal is waiting. Arthur sees blood on C.E.O. C.E.O struggles to stay alive in the antechamber. Mal tells Dom to join her. Dom reveals he tried inception on Mal. He found her safe and made her totem spin, planting a simple idea her world wasn't real. They killed themselves and woke up in the real world, but the idea stayed in Mal's mind. Ariadne finds where Mal hid Robert. Mal tries to stab Dom, but Ariadne shoots her and drops Robert off the side of the building. Eames returns to the antechamber and finds C.E.O dead. Arthur puts headphones on Eames. Arthur sets off a charge which pushes the elevator to the top. Robert wakes up and goes into the strong room. His father is there and says he's disappointed. Robert thinks it's because he couldn't be his father. His father says he's disappointed Robert tried to do so in the first place. Robert opens the safe and finds a windmill his father kept. He cries and his father dies. Eames sets off the charges. The elevator hits the top. The truck hits the water. All the dream layers fall apart. Dom tells Ariadne to go as he stays and searches for C.E.O. In the first dream level, Robert decides to become his own man. Dom washes up on a beach. The old Japanese man is C.E.O. Dom remembers C.E.O. C.E.O remembers Dom. C.E.O shoots Dom and himself. Dom wakes up on the plane. Robert is deep in thought. C.E.O wakes up and makes a call. Dom gets through customs. He gets home and spins his totem, but sees his kids and rushes to them. The top keeps spinning and falters, but it isn't clear if Dom is in the real world.